Today's show is brought to you by a former guest, the Hemp Marketplace, which is the first to market, most active hemp community. On Raising Cannabis Capital, episode 124, Joachim Lowe and Zev Pace talking about their work to expand the hemp marketplace beyond connecting buyers and sellers, but all parties, from farmers, processors, to end users, enabling the parties to connect, trade, and transact. The hemp community with an integrated hemp platform will provide higher visibility and transparency to make the marketplace more efficient and secure. To learn more about Hemp Marketplace and how to invest in their expansion, go to hemp.rawmarket.place or listen to Raising Cannabis Capital, episode 124.
We're looking at different funding opportunities where we can provide certain limited fields of use for our CCR technology. We're working in the pulp paper industry right now, and we've been successful in creating a lot of hemp pulp with our reactor in Port Lupton, and that pulp has been shipped to a paper mill, and we made 2 miles of hemp paper.
From MJBulls Media, it's the Raising Cannabis Capital Show. I'm Dan Humiston, and on today's show, how this hemp baron is using their patented technology to change the world by replacing oil refineries with hemp refineries. Today in Raising Cannabis Capital, we are joined by Ed Lehrburger from Pure Vision Technology. Ed, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks a lot. Glad to be here.
Well, many of you who listen to the Hemp Barons podcast, which is also produced by MJBulls Media, will remember Ed from the show he did there. And if you haven't heard the show, I encourage you to download Hemp Barons episode 25 to learn more about Ed's illustrious hemp career. Because today we're mostly going to be focusing on his company, Pure Vision Technology. For my notes here, I want to say that Pure Vision Technology, you use this continuous counter current reactor technology, which is technology that your company created back in the late 90s to essentially break down plants into 3 fractions. That was a mouthful for me. I'm going to let you take it from here, Ed. Let's start there.
You did pretty good.
Thanks. Let's talk about the 3 fractions and what they're used for, and just.
All right, plants that grow. So we're talking about trees, shrubs, grasses, known as biomass, primarily are comprised of 3 components. The cellulose, which is the strong fibers, the hemicellulose, which is the smaller fibers, and the lignin. These 3 components comprise of about 80% of all plants that grow. So grass and trees and hemp stalks and corn stalks are comprised of mostly cellulose, hemicellulose, and lignin. We've developed a technology to break these down into their 3 components in a very fast and continuous process that we've been advancing during the last 20 years. And we have been working with potential investors and collaborators on a scale-up program to really get into making cellulose, which is primarily pulp, and hemicellulose, which turns into sugar, 5-carbon sugar known as xylose, and lignin that can be converted into plastics, chemicals, and fuels.
It's essentially just about everything that can be made with hemp is one of these 3 fractions. Anybody that's making anything with hemp will need to get the raw materials from you.
Not necessarily true.
Okay.
The adage of you can make 25,000 products out of hemp, which has been floated around for decades, is true. When you add our technology, that number doubles. So anybody that's interested in making things out of hemp, you don't need our rather complicated and very advanced technology. There's a lot of low-tech applications that are great. We hope to get into providing chemicals and plastics and fuels in the next year or 2 on a small commercial scale.
It's essentially a hemp refinery, and all this is going to take place on the former canning company factory that you purchased back in the 90s. And now you're converting. I think you said it was an 8-acre, 8-building, 110 square foot facility. That's what you're going to use to eventually convert all that over into a hemp refinery?
That's kind of correct. I purchased this former canning company in 1993, and it's slowly being converted into a hemp refinery. And everything we're doing is carbon neutral, and we can really have quite an impact on the planet as we slowly start replacing oil refineries with hemp refineries to make the same products.
You just got everybody's attention when you said that. I couldn't wait for you to say that.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's all true.
Oh, I know.
There's
it's exciting.
hype. Yep.
It's exciting. That's what I'm saying. This is really changing the world. It's so exciting. I want to take a quick break to thank you for listening to today's show and to invite you to check out all of our other cannabis podcasts. As the industry's #1 cannabis podcast network, we are constantly adding new shows. So go to MJBulls.com to see our new shows and to become part of the Cannabis Podcast Network. Right now, you're funding all your research and the development of the refinery with a spin-off company that you have called Pure Kind Botanicals.
As you stated, the CBD-infused products that we make have been supporting our research and development in converting hemp stalks into value-added products.
Mm-hmm.
The cornerstone, if you will, of our business has been Pure Kind Botanicals, and really the biggest part of that business is private labeling for other companies. And so it's been an exciting run dealing with other companies and assisting them with their dream formulations that we can actually put together.
I imagine this last 6-10 months have just been crazy for you in that side of the business. Even with that intensity that we're all feeling right now with CBD, it's probably going to be difficult to fund the next phase out of the revenue, at least at the pace you need to fund it. So are you going to raise capital?
We're looking at different funding opportunities where we can provide certain limited fields of use for our CCR technology. We're working in the pulp and paper industry right now, and we've been successful in creating a lot of hemp pulp with our reactor in Fort Lupton, and that pulp has been shipped to a paper mill, and we made 2 miles of hemp paper that we're now
2 miles?
2 miles long by 24 inches wide.
Oh my gosh.
Right now we're working with companies to do their packaging out of hemp paper. So it's an exciting time for us.
Yeah, a lot of opportunity. Yeah. I'll have all of Ed's contact information and investor information. So if anybody wants to talk to Ed further, they can check on our website or reach out to Ed directly. But I have a feeling that this is going to be one of those things that you're going to be beating these people off because everything is moving in this direction. You're at the right place at the right time on this one, that's for sure.
Well, I like your confidence. We've been doing it for so long, and we've been self-funding it for so long. So it will be a new day for us to have investors that are sincere and not greedy. And I might as well say this to your listeners. We're looking for strategic partnerships. Companies really want to see this succeed, and it's not the get-rich-quick scheme. This is, down and dirty. Building refineries takes years to plan, years to build, and hopefully decades to implement and be profitable.
Yeah, but you're going to end up changing the world when you're done. So, Ed, thanks for being on the show today. This is really good stuff.
All right. Well, join us as we change the world with hemp refineries.
Thanks for listening to Raising Cannabis Capital. To learn more about today's guest or to become a guest, visit our website at MJBulls.com. Today's show was produced by MJBulls Media, with original music produced in part by Jamie Humiston. I'm Dan Humiston, and you've been listening to the Raising Cannabis Capital podcast.